Hey all, real quick at the top, no mid-roll because I didn't want to split up the pacing of the episode and nothing really to report. At the time of this recording, I was just getting over COVID. I'm okay now, but my voice was suffering a little bit through this episode and into the next episode. Also, you may hear Jamie's baby from time to time in the background. We try to cut that stuff out mostly, but sometimes we can't and life happens and baby teeth. So you know what? We do our best. I hope those audio issues don't take away from your enjoyment of the episode too much. Also, this one does get a little body horror-y towards the end. Nothing too graphic, but if that kind of stuff bothers you, just a heads up. That's it. Enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host and game master, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, and I am joined by some incredible players and some really great friends. Please welcome Jamie Lee-Bonés.
Hello, I am Jamie, she, her, and I play Elo, the modified medical droid, they, them.
And Alex Herrera.
Hello, I'm Alex. I play Beegax, the Doug Slicer. He, him. I'm also he, him. We are both he, hims.
I'm very glad for it, and I'm not leaning into the intros as hard as I usually do because, as you can probably tell, I sound a little bit sick. I'm just getting over the COVID, so
Space flu.
Yeah, bear with me. The space feature flu.
Pray for Ian.
Please.
Because he cannot eat cookies, for there's no reason to eat them now.
No, they are like ashes in my mouth.
That's like fucking... That's like Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, when Barbossa was like, all the fruits turn to ashes in our mouth. Or whatever the hell he says, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're a pirate.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take it. If nothing gets me closer to being a pirate than just losing the sense of taste and smell, then hey, I'll take it.
Vamonos.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 46, Only What You Take With You. Part 1. Deep within a second ancient Rakatan temple, the crew of the Way and the Horizon Boys encountered a fork in the road. Attempting to cover more ground, the two groups split up and Elo and Beegax led their team down one of the available paths. But their delving didn't get far before they discovered another chamber that broke off into even more divergent doorways. With more ways to go than crew to go around, the fearless Fringers will have to choose how to move forward and hope they aren't lost forever in this underground maze.
First thing we gotta do is roll the destiny die. What did you all get?
One light.
One light.
Today must
Alex?
not be my lucky day. 2 dark side points. First time? No, it's like the second or third time it's happened to me, but
I also
rare.
got 2 dark side.
Oh my gosh, we're so outnumbered.
All those haters in the chat, on our Discord, all those Sith edgelords.
Yes, they're finally getting what they deserve.
I can hear them right now in the Discord. Yes!
But aside from all of that, we did put out a poll to the Wills of the Force before we sat down today. And the Wills of the Force decidedly chose to award you with an additional light side point. So even though we are we're heavy weighted with the dark right now, you do have that one additional light side point that cannot be converted to a dark side point.
Awesome.
Thank you, Wills.
I appreciate everyone. I
Will's
appreciate
looking out for you.
Even those who voted Sith. I appreciate you voting. It's important.
I don't vote
Voter
next time.
voter apathy is real, and I don't like it.
So that's 2 light side, 4 dark side.
God
Damn
it! It's okay because Ian can't talk too much. He's sick, right? So he can't really.
That's true.
He's gonna flip dark side points like I don't know, disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll just be flipping them. Yeah,
or you'll flip one. It doesn't work. Whatever you're trying to do.
Whatever.
Your gun blows up. Like, oh shit.
That would actually suck a lot. Please don't have that.
Those guns are expensive. The
They're
disruptor
very-
pistols, they were a lot of money.
we see a doorway yawning into darkness, decorated on either side by carved alien beings staring out indifferently past us. Our camera pans away across the breadth of this space, revealing door after door after doorway, spinning around the room to shore doorways splitting in all kinds of unknown directions. Faster and faster and faster, doorways and statues, the pitch black portals blurring into a streak of an endless void like the very galaxy itself, and then whipping into the faces of our fearless fringers. The pillars and statues all around them, demanding them to choose. What are Elo and Beegax doing?
Are we talking like Monsters Inc. style where every door looks a little different? Or are we talking like every door is the same?
The latter.
Every
Yes.
door is the same, so nothing stands out at all.
Nothing, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
interesting.
there's maybe some chips and erosion of things like that, but nothing that is dramatically stands out, yeah.
Well, I suppose we should start opening some doors.
Oh, and let me be clear, they're doorways too. They're like portals beyond it, like, yeah, nothing to open physically. They're just like, yeah, leading
I thought they were
somewhere.
Doors. I don't know why I thought they were doors too.
I might have said doors, that's probably why.
Okay, so doorways. And they're like portals. Oh, okay.
Are portals common in Star Wars? I feel like they're not.
Portals in the sense that they lead you from one's physical space to another,
Okay.
not like Rick and Morty portals that
I was like-
transport you.
I was like, holy
Dramatically
shit.
interpreting things completely wrong. I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay.
Because I heard portal sound like he keeps saying this. Is he mean portals descriptor or like portals? I'm like, are we gonna go into the Stargate RPG, which is not?
That's what I was like.
released yet, by the way?
Stargate.
That one is not released. It's coming out, not released yet.
Look, there's really only so many words I can have for doorways. I gotta start pulling from something else, otherwise it's gonna start to get boring.
You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. You're absolutely right.
But yeah, there's no glowy blue energy or anything. In fact, it's just like darkness. It looks like walking into like the doorway of an abandoned house or building. It's just like you can't see much beyond it.
Yeah, I think Beegax looks around, assuming Elo's doing the same, and I think it's us plus it's our crew. So it's us, Obram, Verse, and Creed. And you said there were like more than 5. There's dozens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like 50.
And is there an end to this room as well, or it's just door? Okay. Are they? And I apologize if you said this already. Are they all on the same level as us? Are they on multiple tiers? Or is the room just one floor and they're all on the same level as us?
They're all on the same level as
Okay,
you.
good. That makes it a little easier. So it's not 100% Monsters Inc., where the doors are like
Right.
inaccessible.
All right.
Yeah, I think Beegax will kind of sniff the air around, even though he knows it doesn't do anything. He just kind of, yep. Another ancient world puzzle. I love these. He will say dramatically as he kicks non-existent dirt or dust from the ground.
Well, I suppose with no other indicators, we should probably just pick a direction.
He'll look at Obram. I know you didn't get to do a lot of like creature analysis or as much as you wanted to do outside. So close your eyes.
What?
Close your eyes. I walk Obram gently over to the center of the room. And I say, hope you don't get sick very easily. And I'm going to spin him around.
Yay, I love it.
You're spinning Obram and you hear,
Whoa, what are you doing?
It's an old trick my brothers and sisters would do to me when we had to pick something. Obviously, I didn't get to have whatever we were picking. They just used me as like a measurement of choice.
Who put you in charge?
I'm going to grumble. I am going to look at Verse first.
she kind of is like looking at Creed like, what?
Whoa, bud.
And he actually takes a step forward.
Okay.
And he says,
Who put you in charge?
I'm going to stop over him, and I'm going to say, oh, you know what, buddy? Just hang on for a second. You can open your eyes now. I think we have other problems we need to deal with first. I'm going to look to Elo and give them a nod. Like, I need you next to me for this. I'm just going to nod over, like, get over here.
Yeah, and Elo will definitely do that.
I'm going to face Creed while still looking at Verse and then kind of look back to Creed. All right, buddy. Do we have a problem? Because you've been acting like a real piece of banta poodoo, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, you've been acting real bossy. I don't remember anyone calling you captain here or saying that you could call the shots, but that's all you've been doing since we got here. I just want to know who put you in charge.
You know, that's a good question. Maybe because I saved our hides multiple times, or because at the time I was the only pilot we had, or because my slicing skills got us through, I don't know, Imperial checkpoints. But, you know, it's more of a decision by committee that I'm in a position of power. And I'm going to have my hand on my gun. I'm not going to do anything. Beegax knows he's not going to do anything, but he has his hand on the holster. So, if we want to continue talking, having this peaceful decorum we have, let's chat. Now seems like the perfect time.
Creed, all three of his eyes sort of like squint at you, and he like balls up his fists.
Yeah, I'm kind of done talking with you. You've had it out for me from day one. You've hated me. I could see it. I could see it in your eyes, and maybe that's why you speak down to me. You're always trying to tell me what to do, you little Doug.
Beegax gets a twinge in his lip. You can see the whiskers kind of like move a little. And that's when he realizes like this, no, something is wrong. So I'm not face to face with him. There's still a nice distance between us, and I have Elo near me.
Oh, he's face to face with you.
Oh, he's here?
Okay,
yeah.
So
he's looking.
He's gotten up real close. Yeah.
Creed, I don't buy into the biases of my people because I don't feel like I belong to my people, and that's fine. I'm over it. I don't care about them. I don't care about that. Any prejudices that you may feel I have, I don't. So I apologize if I came off in that manner. But I'm gonna ask you just once, nicely, because you're a friend. I need you to back off. And I'm gonna kind of snarl, and under my breath, I'm gonna talk real low to Elo, and I'm gonna say, maybe our security chief here needs a physical, an exam. As I suspect there might be something affecting his behavior. I'm gonna say this really loud, because I want Verse to hear it now too, like, hey, your friend. Something's wrong with your friend.
Check your fucking dude.
Yeah, and I think Verse totally picks up on this, and she sort of like steps in between, like puts a hand on Creed and be like, okay, everyone's needs to just chill out for a second. Everyone has been acting really strange, okay? And this has been happening for a while now, something that I've noticed. Like, are we all still just gonna be pretending that Elo has this mask that they're just carrying around? I mean, that's criffing weird, right? Are we all not gonna say anything about that? What is going on? I'm gonna take my hand off my gun, obviously, because the bluff didn't work. So I'm gonna move my hand off my gun, like Creed, whatever sentiment is driving him, he's ready to go all out. I'm gonna Beegax will look to Elo and say, hey, that mask, it's something important from that part of you that we can't access, I assume.
And Elo is going to sort of step up also when Verse stepped up to come in between Beegax and Creed. I would think Elo at first was sort of behind Beegax, sort of like being the muscle, like, hey, back the frick off, Creed. But now that they're being brought up by Verse, who Elo knows has a problem with them, I think they're just gonna look down at Beegax and like just give a solemn nod, but is going to also put their hand on their weapon as well. Because, like, this is turning away that, I don't particularly like.
When you do that, Verse goes, "Don't look at him, look at me. Why the two of you are having secrets you can't tell the rest of us? What's going on with that?"
No secrets here, Verse. There's a part of Elo I can't access and they can't access. And it's got something to do with that mask. I don't think it poses any threat. I don't think Elo poses any threat as our resident medical.
You don't think? Or you don't know?
Well, how can anyone really know anything? And I'm saying this with Creed still here, right? He's like still there, right? And I'm gonna look at her, then back to him. I need you to take some steps back if this is gonna continue to be a discussion.
You blame me. You may think you don't, but you blame me for what happened on Malastare. I can see it. I can hear it in your voice.
Creed, he's gonna smile. What the criff are you talking about?
What the criff are you talking about?
I don't know, Malice. I don't care what happened to Malastare. I wasn't even born yet. And he kind of thinks about it. Yeah, I wasn't even born yet. I don't blame anyone but the Empire, Creed. Let's put it that way.
I want to know what's going on with Elo too. Why won't they say everything? Why are you keeping secrets? You keep looking at each other.
And Versus like, yeah, Beegax, you keep sharing all this stuff. Let's have it. You want to chat? Let's have it all out now.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. He doesn't know, so he's just gonna look to Elo. I don't know how to explain the mask, so if there's anything you'd like to share, Elo, now would be the time, I guess. Mm-hmm. And he's looking at the two of them like, why are they asking these questions?
Yeah, all eyes seem to be on you, Elo.
And I think Elo at this point is like, do we have fucking time for this? Like, aren't we
That's what I'm saying. Why are they
Are we
now?
doing something? Right, like, why now? Why now?
Because they got brain slugs. That's why. There's brain slugs in them.
There's brain slugs,
You gotta shoot them.
So, I'm trying to... Can I just have, like, a minute? I have an idea of something I want to do, but I need to think it out for, like, a second.
Sure. Verse is a very perceptive woman. She sees that Elo has their hand on their weapon, and she nods at it, and she says, "I thought you weren't a danger. What? You're gonna shoot me with that thing? Is that what? Do you want to keep your secrets so damn much that you're gonna shoot me? Is that what it's come down to, Elo? And where is Obram?"
And I'm gonna turn around and look behind me. He better be back there.
Obram's gone.
Beegax just... Griff. And then he's agitated. It's beyond him now. I don't know what's got him into you two, but we have a job to do. We have a mission. And if these personal petty squabbles didn't stop us from doing what we needed to do, Obram would still be here somewhere instead of wandering off looking for another criffing plant to take his arm off and him say it's science.
Don't put the blame on us. You're the one who spun him around and got him all dizzy and disoriented. He's an old man.
I had a plan, and then he's gonna look at Creed, and then we had a disagreement about something that I don't care about.
What kind of plan was that? You were just gonna get an old man dizzy?
Yeah, so he could point to something and pick. It's something that my brothers and sisters would do to me, I told you.
I thought you didn't care about Malastare.
I don't care about my brothers and sisters, just something I remember. And then he's gonna look to Elo. Can you scan and look for him? Is there like a trail or something?
I want to ask, Jamie, is there anything that Elo wanted to do at this moment? You were
Well, with Obram gone now, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
I think
gotcha.
I will just do a scan. But Elo, as soon as that happens, is going to pointedly and almost obnoxiously take their hand off of their weapon. And do a full perimeter scan to try to see where Obram went.
Wait, look at
Gotcha.
this droid sass. Where did they get it from?
The droid sass. The droid sass. So yeah, you go into like Elo scan vision, boop, 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 and we see that sort of like really old CRTV monitor Star Wars screen of perspective that we get from like the old technology of the 70s, and it's like creating a scan of like digital mesh that we see of footprints like going through one of the doors, so you can like just see like fresh footprints in the sand or the dirt of where Obram has skittered off to. The threats, I think Creed says,
I'm going this way.
and he starts heading in a different direction.
Beegax just looks at him as he walks off. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Elo's gonna go over to Beegax, who I assume is still in the vicinity of Verse, even though Creed is walking away, and is going to look directly at Verse and say, "You should probably follow him out. That is definitely not the way he would want to be going, and going alone may be quite perilous. We'll go this way to get Obram, and hopefully, or maybe not hopefully, we'll see each other at the end."
Be safer this way anyway. And then she turns and starts yelling after Creed. Creed!
And then Elo is going to say loudly to Beegax enough so that Verse can hear, "Perhaps we need to offload some of our traveling companions. They don't seem very comfortable." And they're walking away as they're saying this too.
And Beegax is just standing there in the middle.
And we separate.
Yeah.
As they move, Beegax stands there looking in both directions. What the criff? And then he just chases Elo and catches up to them, I guess, in the direction where the scanner went. Yeah, the scanning.
He is.
Yeah, the party splits again further, and you begin walking through this doorway. The two pillars on either side of these Rakatans just sort of like staring indifferently down and past you as you move through them into the doorway and into the darkness. Though I think Elo's probably got lights sweeping around, like hitting the walls. Yeah.
And if I can, I want to follow the tracks too.
Yeah, so you're following the tracks, and you've still got the scan on. You move through here, the space opens up again. It almost feels like the walls are just like sliding away from you. Almost like they've been carved at an angle or something, so that it's just like gradually begins to like expand as you continue to move through, and you can still follow the tracks, and you're looking out through into the darkness as much as your headlights can peer through, and Elo recognizes a voice that calls out. It's not Obram, but it is another old man. And it says, hello. And if you follow this voice, your headlights like fall onto the feet and the robes of someone standing there in the dirt. And as you look up, you can see Borsk is here in the temple.
Is this only an Elo can see thing?
I think Elo is going to ask that. And she's going to say, or they are going to say, because they know that there's something wrong in their brain, or their hardwiring. Beegax, are you seeing this?
And am I seeing this? Is Beegax?
Yeah, you're there. You can see Borsk. He looks at you, acknowledging you, and nods, and he says, "And you are Beegax or Gigax?"
Is a Beegax closer than most.
I was close enough.
He's gonna look around and come back to this. I'm gonna get this out of the way right now because I've only heard stories of this and I've never experienced this. Are you a ghost?
Am I a ghost? Why? What about me makes you think I'm a ghost?
Because you sent Elo to find your son, and you're not in the world of the living anymore.
Which I did do, Borsk. I was able to find her and return your ship to him.
Always the loyal companion, Elo. You have always been a friend, even in death. And he does quotation marks.
I'm gonna poke him.
Yeah,
Like
you
blatantly just.
yeah, you come up and boop him on the arm, and it's corporeal. It's flesh.
What the fuck?
He
hell is this?
kind of like looks at you and strokes his beard, and he's like, Are you what are you doing, Elo?
I'm sorry. This is off. Something's wrong. This just can't. And Beegax having a really difficult time acknowledging that this guy who is confirmed dead and buried and sent Elo on a mission is standing in front of them, and Elo's able to touch them, and he is there. Beegax seems to be having a really hard time forming everything. You know, like this is beyond him.
Please
so
explain, Borsk. Please.
Yeah, he's gonna walk. He's gonna walk around Borsk if he can. Like, if you don't mind, just telling us why are you here, in death or life or whatever you are in right now.
I am a Bothan. Bothans always have a trick up their sleeve. And the reason why I'm here is because Elo, and he sort of like turns to Elo, I believe you are struggling a bit. Maybe. Is that true? Is that wrong? You may be struggling with who or what you are, and you seem to have a lot of grenades now. You did not have these previously before.
That's more my fault. Elo and I have been having a few encounters with undesirables, and they seem to be really good at throwing grenades. So we've just kind of been sticking with it.
Yes, there have been a few upgrades since we've last seen each other, Borsk.
I see. Well, are you having difficulty with any of these upgrades?
I am having some issues with what seem to be files in my main programming. We can't access them, and I'm unsure what their purpose is.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you, Borsk, right?
Yes.
I gotta compliment
First try, you got it.
you. Hey,
Good
you
on
know, I got a good memory sometimes. I gotta compliment you on whatever ice you're using in there, man. I have never encountered anything like that before in my life, and I have gone through Imperial decks. I've gone through, heavily encoded Rebel transmissions, base ice. I've come across all kinds of self-defense, slicing programs or anti-slice, and whatever you want to call it. And man, that stuff, it's rough.
Maybe you can tell me more about it. Hello, I need a little bit of servicing, a little bit of help. It has been a while. Jamie, I believe that Borsk has some cybernetics, correct?
I had it so yes, we didn't decide what cybernetics, but we had it so that he had lost at least 2 limbs, 1 leg, 1 arm.
1 leg, 1 arm. Okay, cool. So so he gestures, and you can see, like, I think both of his cybernetics are, like, not the kind that appear as limbs. They appear like, like very droidish parts.
Oh.
So yeah, he gestures to both of these cybernetics and says, I could use a bit of a tune-up. Maybe you can help me aboard my ship. Come.
You have another ship.
Another ship? No, it is my ship. Come.
And Ella's gonna look towards Beegax, and hesitantly, I am going to follow Borsk because I trust Borsk, even though Jamie doesn't think that this is actually Borsk, just so that the audience is aware. Yeah. I'm not falling for anything. Ella would do it.
Beegax will walk with Elo and kind of whisper to them. Oh, wait. Well, as much as a Doug can whisper. I'm telling you, this doesn't seem 100%. But, what choice do we have? And he's going to look around. We're still in the dark, right? Like, the light is coming only from Elo.
Right, and as Borsk turns around and begins walking backwards, and as you're sort of like thinking this, cutting through the darkness, light begins to pierce through, and It's almost if a door begins to be like coming out of the darkness, breaking through the light, like exposing you now with sort of like bright spotlight as a cargo bay door begins to like open up, and Borsk begins walking up into it, as if walking into
The way.
It is the way.
Yeah, that's when Beegax kind of puts it together, like, okay, he's gonna try and using my cybernetic eyeballs, because I got them now. I got that install. I want to see if there's something emitting any form of energy in here besides us. Something's got to be projecting this at us or into us, or something. It's got to be somehow there has to be a signal going somewhere for us to see this.
Yeah. So you're looking for like something like projecting like a really good hollow image or something,
or if there's something that's like affecting us. Maybe there's like a beam or some sort of energy, something that has to be affecting us. So looking for an anomaly, I guess, would be the best description.
Or in like a virtual reality, something.
yeah, I get you. Okay, let me see here, because I think if you're like looking for a device or something, that would be a perception. But if you're trying to like think of like, is something affecting me somehow, that might be that might be like maybe a medicine, or
Well, I wouldn't
or
be
maybe
looking...
maybe a discipline check.
Yeah, I wouldn't be looking at his first instinct wouldn't be that something's affecting my body. It'd be more like something is projecting at us. I think I personally mechanically have to go. I think mechanically and story wise, I think Beegax has to go with there's something projecting this at us. That's his first instinct.
Give me a perception check. We'll call it a hard check, because it is like, other than the thing that you're seeing, it is very dark in this room.
Perception, I think, is not great. Oh, I leveled it up, so actually it is good.
Yeah, you've got eyes now.
It's hard as 3 purple, or is it 4 purple?
Yeah, three purple.
You don't want to use a dark side point to stop me from look at it.
I've got
Unfazed.
Look at it. I'm Scrooge McDuck with dark side points right now. Slimming in dark side points. Damn, almost a triumph. No.
Aww.
So it's all bad. This is literally all bad.
It's all bad.
So 3 failures, 1 threat.
Yeah, I mean, you can't spot anything. It's too dark in this room. If there's like some beam projector or a holo projector, unless you've got an idea for a threat, I think maybe Beegax is like, this is way too good for a holo projector.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way a holo projector could do this anyway, so it's unlikely that it could be that.
I think that leads to it's more terrifying to Beegax that there's something that is on this ancient world, ancient civilization temple that can do this. To me, that's what the threat kind of equates to. Like, he knows it's something out of his sphere of understanding, and that it's from a group of people who don't exist anymore. Like, it's awful, and there's nothing to cause him not to go along with it. I think that kind of merges all into one for him.
Because like, what is our other choice?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I don't want to like put canon onto what is happening right now, but like, if we are being deceived or manipulated in some way, Ella would be at a disadvantage for it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because they want to believe that Borsk is actually here, even though realistically they are not.
Y'all are so like, this can't happen. It's so unrealistic. Stranger things have happened in Star Wars.
What's the way doing here?
None of us were allowed to be Jedi, so we don't know about the Force or nothing like that.
That's true.
We are scum and we are villainy.
Besides that, Elo's gonna just continue to follow Borsk onto the ship without hesitation.
Yeah, Elo can walk aboard the ship. You walk aboard the way, and it is the way. Like, you recognize it. It has all of the telltale signs, the telltale smells, all of the things that make it the way, and Borsk makes his way quite naturally into his quarters.
Is it the way as I know it now, or the way as I knew it?
It is the way as you know it now.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah.
Then Elo is just going to assumedly take their position, almost as if assuming their part in this play, next to Borsk.
Yeah, he goes to his quarters and sits on his bed.
Elo's gonna start to tend to Borsk.
What does Beegax do?
I think when he gets on board the ship, hesitantly, his feet hitting the metal, the ramp, and it feels familiar to him. Everything, and it's as you described it, as Elo remembers the ship now, right? So everything is current, and so he's going to go into the storage, or we're in the cargo hold, essentially. Is what we are. So he's gonna look around to see if he sees the hammocks and stuff that were set up from earlier.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cots and stuff that are there. There's the crashed bike, hover bike.
And he looks at all this and he goes, everything like we remember it. And then he's gonna think about it for a second, and he's gonna think, okay, everything the way we remember it. And if I can, I'm gonna use our light side point for this.
Okay.
I'm gonna Bill and Ted something if I can.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Beegax knows that in the captain's seat, when he's piloting and he gets nervous, one of his dug feet scratches underneath the chair to a point where now some of the covering is a little ripped, and nobody else would know this because no one else has flown the ship besides him and Gur. And Gur probably doesn't reach down there where Beegax's foot goes, so he's gonna go to the pilot's seat. Not in a rush, not quickly, just casually walking as he normally would. He goes into the cockpit and not sits in the chair, but kind of just looks around to look at the buttons and then puts one hand under the seat to feel if it's been affected.
No, it's there.
It is there?
It's there. And you don't gotta spend a light side point for that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because it's not something I talked about. It's not something I just thought about. Maybe there's a way he would know.
No, it's a cool detail. I like it a lot. But it's there. You rub your toe along it, and it's just like when you're sitting in the pilot seat.
And he just kind of a little stuffing in his foot grip, and he just drops it down, and it is his little mind, his little Doug mind right now is just he can't comprehend what's happening, and so he's just gonna walk back to outside of the captain's quarters.
Yeah, doors, and the doors open. It's just it's plenty big for all of you, but if Beegax just wants to hang out on the outside, that's fine too. And Borsk, as Elo begins doing stuff to Borsk's arm, he says, please, Elo, tell me what these files are they that you're having trouble accessing. Is it something to do with your personality? Are you having trouble knowing who you are?
It's a bit hard to describe, and they're sort of fidgeting with the cybernetics as they're talking. I tend to lose a sense of where I am in the moment, and I'm almost transported somewhere else, as if I'm someone else. I have full control, but I am unable to place where I might be, and I rarely have memory of the place that I go. Just that it's covered in a green mist.
That is troubling indeed. He begins starts unhinging his arm, and he takes it off, just off at the shoulder, and puts it down on the bed next to him, and in it is all the connectors and circuits and everything. And he's much better. You are being transported and having these different experiences as someone else. Why do you think you are having them?
Of that, I'm not sure. When I spoke to Obram, a passenger that we acquired on our way here, he spoke of the Force, and I know that you, and they're going to make eye contact with Borsk when they're saying this, had some knowledge of that. in your, what I assumed were your final years, sort of chuckling that away.
Yes, I got rather hyper-focused, didn't I? I don't know if you noticed. You mentioned Obram. He is the old man that you are with, and Gigax.
He's at the door. Beegax. Yeah.
Beegax. Thank you.
But
Yes,
yeah, Obram, we were actually looking for him before we ran into you. He didn't come this way, did he?
I have not seen him, no.
I think Elo, thinking about the fact that you haven't seen Obram and this was where the track led us, is a bit odd. Well, have you seen Gur? And they're going to sort of look around, like, where's Gur and Rat?
I have not seen Gur for a long time, but that is a bit embarrassing for me, you know. Failings of a father, kind of thing. Have you told Gur any of this? And as he's saying this, he's taking off his other cybernetic, like his leg. He just like takes it off the hinge and like sets it alongside the bed, and you can see the like connectors and stuff. I'm assuming Elo is just sort of like soldering and doing whatever. Yeah.
Tuning him up. No, we haven't really had the time for those sort of conversations. We've been trying to get from one place or another. Beegax has been helping me because he's able to hack into my hardwiring of sorts, but he's been unable to find anything thus far.
Well, if there is one thing I know about it is, time is always a problem. But there is always time. We can always find time. It is curious that you have not told anyone else. Why haven't you? Are you afraid of telling other people?
Elo's gonna stop what they're doing and sit back. I don't think I've ever felt fear before.
Droids, if they cannot experience fear, why are you experiencing the things that you are? That is puzzling.
And I think that's what it is. I'm usually so good at puzzles.
Good at puzzles, bad at jokes. And he like takes his one arm and he begins to take off his other leg. It comes off. And he sets it on the bed. And this one doesn't look like a droid cybernetic. This one, I mean, it looks like a leg. Like it looks like a prosthetic, you know, like designed to look like a Bothan thing. And he takes it off and he sets it on the bed, and you can see the like connectors and stuff at his torso. And he's like,
Elo stands up.
Beegax shakes his head. Well, he comes in the room now. I thought only had like some legs. From what Elo told me, you only had like a few cybernetic parts, not both legs.
Elo and I have spent a lot of time together, haven't we, Elo?
Elo's does not compute.
Oh no, it's a paradox. It's a paradox. Yeah, Beegax's gonna come into the room, not aggressively, but like a little quick, a little hasted a step. Okay. He's looking around. I think I got it. Were you made by Borsk? Are you like a backup or something?
Was I made by Borsk? I am Borsk.
Never mind. I don't got it.
We don't got it.
I don't get it. I don't got it.
Elo, we have spent so much time together. Surely you must have picked something up that can help you figure out what is going on in all of this. What? Tell me, satisfy an old man's curiosity and maybe hubris, ego. What have you learned from all of our time together? Maybe that can help you.
And Elo is standing, staring at Borsk, very confused by the situation. This man was dead, and now he's here, and he's missing all these extra limbs, and our crew is gone, but the signs that we were here are still here. So it's very confusing. And Elo is going to say, It's true, Borsk. I learned a lot while we were companions on this ship, but that was in the past. We have not been companions on this ship, on the Way, for quite some time. Beegax and I take this ship across the galaxy. You are dead. And if that is not the case, you need to explain yourself to me now, or I will consider the friendship that we shared a falsehood at this point. Because this is dishonest. And they're going to sort of take a very proud stance when they say that, almost as if this is a fight that they have had before. It's like, don't you lie to me, Borsk. I'm supposed to take care of you, and you gotta be honest with me.
Beegax has not heard this version of Elo's like voice modulator.
This is Mom Elo.
He's never heard them get to this like voice modulation, so he's like shocked. He's like, whoa.
Yeah, I love this. And Borsk sort of like takes on like a pouty look at first, and then he laughs his sort of characteristic laugh, and he says, "You think it is so simple, truth and lie. You think that this cannot be because I am here and you are here, and one thing cannot be another. Hello. I thought you had learned something, but maybe you have learned nothing." And he reaches up with his other hand and like grabs the top of his head and twists his neck and then pulls the head off of his neck and torso and puts it on the edge of the bed, and it looks right at you and it says, "Are you afraid now, Elo?" And then you hear bum 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 at the door. There's just like a loud banging
Behind me, because I was a few feet away from the door.
Yeah, you hear it from the door, the cabin door.
Ah.
I get my gun, I draw it, and I turn around, and I go towards the door, and I go, "Hello?"
The door seems to have shut itself, and you can hear voices on the other end, speaking. Beegax there with gun drawn. Elo, what are you doing?
Elo is still standing there, staring at Borsk's decapitated head. And we'll even take a second before they draw their own weapon. What is Borsk doing, though? Is he reacting to this banging at all, or no?
He's laughing. He is, like, giggling, like... Just like
it.
His most jovial laugh.
Weapon drawn, Elo, with Borsk laughing, is going to walk past him, but say, "Are you expecting any company?"
The head just is laughing, and it doesn't stop.
Beegax by the door just yells, "Dank Ferric!" And then he opens the door.
Bang it. Yeah, kick that sucker down.
Well, I don't know if I can kick it down, but whatever button I used to hit, he hits it open, the button.
You hit the button open, and it's no longer the cockpit of the ship. It's like the back end of the Way. It's like you're on the other side of the Way. And you just hear bung, 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 bung. And you can see the cockpit door, like, down the Way on the other side. Bung, bung, bung.
Oh, so like the door opens, it positions itself in a different like it opens up to be in a different place, and now the noise is coming from the opposite end of this. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a nightmare. This is a nightmare. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. Okay. I was gonna watch a Ghost Adventures episode before everyone got here after this, but no, we're living in it. This is what we're doing.
I'm getting
now.
super like Sleep Demon Sabrina episode vibes.
Yeah.
You remember that episode of the Sleep Demon?
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
It was a great episode.
Yeah. Sam and I like that show, by the way. We're all about it.
Oh my god, me too. Too.
Beegax looks at Elo. I have no idea what the criff is happening.
Ella's gonna health scan Beegax.
Yeah, give me a medicine check. We'll call it easy, so just a purple.
2 6. Oh, that's beautiful. 2 successes, 2 advantages, and 1 triumph. So 3 successes. 2 advantages,
wow. Get us out of here.
Suck my dick, Borsk.
Well, so all the vitals on Beegax look present and correct. I would say he's probably got elevated heart rate, maybe a little adrenaline, definitely some breathing. Alex, anything else you wanna add?
High sodium levels from the ramen is still a problem.
There we go.
Yeah, that's still a problem. Also,
Probably dehydrated.
very dehydrated.
Let's
Also,
be real.
high caffeine levels or whatever the
Yeah,
equivalent
yeah,
is
yeah.
because of the drinks, like his little energy drinks and sodas that he drinks.
Yeah.
Heart rate going.
Palpitations. Oh, what a waste of a triumph.
Like
Okay.
any type of damage the Empire did to him as punishment for when he would fail missions or whatever, whatever.
Yeah, but I want to be clear with that triumph. Like Elo very much knows, like this is not. There's nothing like external that is
This is reality.
happening. Yeah, as far as Elo can tell, this is reality. There's no like poison or something that is like harming the organic life here.
We're in one of those VR, like pay for VR experiences right now, like the ones near downtown Disney.
Ella's gonna put their hand on Beegax's shoulder and just say, I'm not sure what's going on, but if we get separated, just follow my voice, alright?
No, we're not splitting up. You're following me. And I'm gonna turn around to the laughing. I assume it's still laughing. The Borsk head.
Borsk is gone.
Okay, that's one less thing to worry about, I guess. He looks up at Elo. He's like, no, I'm not leaving your side. We're doing this side by side. Mask or no mask, I never gave a criff. I know that anything you wanted to tell us, you would tell us in time. I'm not sure why Verse and Creed are acting like unruly children these days. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I am being someone who thinks they're a leader when I'm not. Yeah. But I'm not, a racist or whatever Creed thinks I am.
Is it possible that we have the mind slugs?
Maybe, I don't know.
Looking around.
I don't know. But just in case anything happens, I want to say I'm with you all 100% of the way, Elo. No one's had my back like you. And if Verse has a problem, well, she and Creed can leave. But I'd really like it if they stayed. And then, he looks around. I was really hoping that was a lesson for me to learn.
Boom, boom, boom. You just hear the dull beating.
Okay, we're coming. And then he will walk. He would look at Elo like, "Hey, come with me," and then walk down the nightmare hall to the end of the place.
Yeah, it's disorienting because as you walk through here, you're now at the back of the ship and you're walking around past the area that you've already been to, past all of the living quarters and stuff like that, and the sort of social space, and you just hear it boom, 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 boom as you get closer and closer, and then it stops and you just hear whispering, and you can tell the voices are the voices of your crew. You hear Verse over some comm say yeah, and then they just went one way and said that maybe they don't want us back. I don't know. Everyone's acting really, really weird. Creed's going off. They both had guns ready to draw on us at one point. Oh my god, really? That is crazy. And you can hear R4 on the other side of the door.
I know. And Beegax is like, oh, I know that Griffin droid is talking so much about me right now. I know what he's saying, but I don't know what he's saying, but I know it's not good. Can you hear them, Elo? I can hear them.
You don't want to know what they're saying.
They're putting us all in danger. You can see that, right? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. They are acting strange. Hello, that one. They are not the medical droid that I built, It's not the protocol. I wonder if their parts are worth anything, though.
What is happening?
You can hear the soft beeps sort of translating to older droids can get like that when they lose themselves.
Oh, rat use.
What are the two of you doing?
I mean, I'm at the door listening to the whispers. And I'm
Yeah,
just
you
like,
can hear him.
yeah.
You can hear him just on the other side.
Oh, Elo, we need to get out of here. I just realized something. We don't have a way out. As he looks back, and I assume, like, the path we've taken is either different or, like, it's hard now to calculate where to go because everything is kind of topsy-turvy.
It's the corridor of the way, and as you look back down, you can see coming out of the LO's medical bay, just like green mist, like spilling out from the door.
Is that the green stuff? Like from your memories?
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here. We might as well figure this out, right?
I suppose it does seem connected.
And Beegax slowly walks towards the medical bay. Hopefully with Elo behind him, because he doesn't want to die here.
LO, as you're stepping away, you can hear Gur's voice disappearing. Maybe I should change my vote. And the mist just begins pouring out from the medical bay and just spilling across the floor, filling the space. And as you get closer and closer, you can see your feet begin to disappear below this strange glowing mist. As you come into the medical bay and you sort of look in, at first things are obscured. It's hard to tell, but Elo, you're familiar with this area. What do you do walking in here?
If that's the only difference is that there's fog in the medical bay, then you would walk into it and see that it's pretty pristine. Elo keeps it very clean and tidy, and everything has a spot, and everything is in its place. There's probably a large medical bed in the center, where Elo can sort of place their patients, and then I picture a lot of stainless steel drawers and cabinets with medical devices and medicines in them and stuff. But if nothing is amiss, then it's all of that, very clean, just with green fog.
It is all of that. It is pristine instruments. Elo's what do you call that?
It's not an operation table, it's like an examination table.
Examination table, thank you. Yeah, there's an examination table, but everything, it doesn't feel right. It's not the stainless steel that you're accustomed to on the way. In fact, that stands out because everything is has that sort of very cold, dark, gray, Imperial feel to everything. You've been an Imperial.
They put a Imperial filter on my medical bay.
Exactly, yes, exactly so. The texture has been swapped with Imperial.png or something.
But it is still my medical bay.
Yes, it is still your medical bay. And as the fog swirls around you, it begins to dissipate and sort of fall away. And you can see that there are LOs all around the room. They are standing up as if they have been mass produced. And they all have the same amalgamation of parts. They look all mismatched, but they look like a mismatched toy that that's the way it is, and they just produce that toy over and over and over again. You know what I mean? So it's you're just seeing LOs on LOs, leaning against LOs, leaning against the stuff inactive, and there's one on the examination table, and there's a sound emitting from it that you can just barely hear.
Okay. Elo is going to get closer very slowly.
Yeah, as you slowly come up to the LO, you're staring basically at a copy of yourself on this examination table. and you can hear something very, very faint, sort of pulsing, just somewhere within the droid chassis. And you can see all your instruments are laid out. Surgical instruments, examination instruments. There are scissors and scalpels and forceps, things to clean, all prepared as if this is some kind of procedure.
I want to do a thing, but it feels so weird. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm committing. Okay.
Okay.
This is gonna seem awkward, but I'm committing.
Okay.
Elo's gonna look. Elo's gonna look down at Beegax, and just Beegax. I'm going to need you to trust me here. I don't know why, but I'm feeling a pull to do this. And Elo's gonna put on the mask.
Ugh.
And is going to begin to slice into themselves.
What?
And have their fluids just like spurting all over, trying to get to the source of whatever this beating is.
Oh, into the one on the table.
Yes.
I thought on yourself. I'm like, what are you doing?
I thought on yourself too,
And it's-
but you mean on yourself.
On myself on the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The autopsy?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Autopsy.
Autopsy, sure.
Yeah, sure. There's a beating something, and I need to get to the center of it.
I love this. I absolutely love this. Yeah, you begin cutting and like, yeah, it's exactly what you would imagine. Like, you begin cutting into this LO on the slab, and it's just like droid fluid and stuff begins like breaking apart and like spitting out everywhere. Tubes begin to like wiggle and like spew out different things. You have to like cut through chunks. And as you peel into the middle, the sound begins to get louder and louder. And as you break through the first layer of metal, you start to see that, LO, your hands are being... It's as if you're pressing into something that is full of fluid. But the fluid is not droid fluid. It's red and it's sticky. And there's a lot of like squishy meat that you are pushing into as you cut further in. But the sound is getting louder and louder. Do you want to continue?
Yes. Elo visibly getting more frantic.
Beegax, what are you doing watching this?
Watching in horror. Like, is it all changing in front of me too? Like, I see the changes happening as well.
Yeah, you see LO has this mask on, and as if some kind of surgeon, they are opening up a copy of themselves, but it's like there's what looks like blood pouring out of this droid onto the floor.
Yeah, I just see the blood, and I'm a little... Beegax is a little panicked, but we're in some sort of, chaos pocket dimension or whatever the hell this is. So the only course of action in his eyes is to continue forward with whatever they're doing. Like, take whatever avenue they can to get out. Yeah, to figure out what's going on.
Stay the course. Yeah.
He'll look eventually. Like, from time to time, he'll look around and say, like, he doesn't like. He'll get the feeling of the Imperial feeling because of the colors. He'll be like, I don't like this. But other than that, he's just keeping an eye on LO and what they're doing to make sure nothing pops out at them.
As you're doing this, you look away from LO, like that red liquid splashing up on their mask that they're wearing. Roll me a perception check.
What? I'm about to get yeeted away. Let's see. Perception is this. What kind? What difficulty?
Oh, average. So
Average.
2 purple.
Purple. Here we go. Oh, that's much better. 1 triumph and 3 successes.
You definitely saw one of the other copies of LO turn its head and look at you.
Are these things, online? These other ones?
How would I know that, Beegax?
I want... And he's like gonna stop himself and he's gonna say, you know what? Why not? And then he'll shoot the one that looked at him.
Yeah. I guess roll me an attack.
I love it.
Attack.
We'll say this is short range, so just one purple.
One purple, okay. All right. Range light is not 2 yellows, it's 2 greens. That is 2 advantage.
2 advantage. Okay, so, so you shoot. Well, what do you think those advantages are? What would you like those advantages to be?
I have one.
Oh yes.
Yeah?
Please.
Can we hear Obram scream or something?
Yeah, I think you. Okay, yes, I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh,
so
good.
here's what happens: is you shoot the droid, nothing happens. Let's just say with that miss that you shoot it, nothing happens. Just sparks explode out from your pistol, and then you think that you hear a familiar scream, like it's almost happening like a million miles away, like Obram, like help. That's the advantage. What begins to drown that out is all of the mouths from these droids begin to open up and scream in Elo's voice, like a digitized scream, including the one that you are slicing on, Elo, as they begin to sort of like come to life. And as you dig in deeper and deeper, the sound gets louder and louder. It's like the beating of a heart, and the closer you get, the louder it becomes, and the louder this droid screams as its head thrashes from side to side, not putting up any resistance, but just spinning back and forth as more red blood begins to spill out. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Do you want to keep going?
Yes. I want to thrust my fist into this Elo and rip its beating heart out.
Okay, maybe we do gotta put Elo down at some point.
I love it. You, amid these screams, you shove your hand into the chassis of this droid, of this mirror image of yourself, and you grab something beating, pulsing, just like an organic heart. Now you can hear it, boom, 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 and you can feel it in your hand. And as you reach in, the face on the Elo that you are reaching into, the faceplate explodes off, like the eyes and stuff, the eyes of Elo, basically, and the mouth that is the waveform, just like burst off in a shower of sparks, and underneath is a pale humanoid face that is now screaming in a loud voice, and you yank this thing out, and it is a bloody, dripping with viscera version of the mask that you are already wearing. And then all the screams go silent.
Beegax is he's lost. He's like, okay, well, didn't think I'd see something like this today.
All the lights go out. Darkness envelops you. The last thing that you see is this bloody mask. And suddenly, light begins to emit back on, bouncing around the room of this place with a bunch of doors. And Elo, you begin to see those like weird glitches at the edge of your vision, and you are still holding something, but it's not the mask. Around you are the bodies of Creed and Verse, and they have smoldering burn marks in them. And if you look down in your hand, you are holding a smoking blaster.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or whatever platform you use to listen. It's easy, free, helps others learn about the show, and we love reading your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, or come chat with us in our official Discord. Beegax is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AE Herrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Elo is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find on Instagram and TikTok @JamieMFBones. I'm Ian Duncan, your host and GM, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram @idunks. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work, and tell them how much you like their music in our show. The Star Wars role-playing system is published by Fantasy Flight Games, and remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you.
I was looking up while I was waiting sexiest Star Wars aliens, and they're all like relatively human looking. And I was like, you fucking cowards.
Were you expecting Rodian on there? You freak?
Yes, they are the sexiest.
God, I'll never get over that. I just got a message, like one of those reminders on Facebook. Oh, 6 years ago, and it was me looking at your shelf and taking a video
of all the Rodians.
All the Greedos.
Yeah, come on. We got sexy Rodians. We got sexy Trandoshans. We got sexy Saurians. We got sexy Gungans. Come on now.
Interesting choice. I'm not gonna yuck someone's yum unless it's yours.
Don't come for my yums. Don't come for my sexy alien.
I won't,
yums.
and I don't plan on it. So.